Boys for Life, St. Louis, Missouri. This is your number before you go. Let's get into it. You guys are going to be at the Shavitz Arena on Thursday, April 16th. Capacity of that venue is up to 10,600 attendees. Doors are going to open at 6 and show is at 7. I do hear that they do start on time. Box office is going to open at 10. The box office is located on the north side of the venue facing the SLU softball field directly inside Gate B. Bags. I'm going to include a picture, but let's go over it. These are the bags that will be allowed. A small clutch purse, no bigger than 7.5 by 5. Does not have to be clear. A clear bag, no bigger than 12 by 6 by 12, or a gallon size clear bag, Ziploc style bag. The small clutch, the 7.5 by 5, that is with or without a handle. Okay, your 12 by 6 by 12 clear tote bag, it should be made of clear PVC vinyl and easily searched. So I would suggest no bags that have the tint. Sometimes you'll see that tinted pink clear bag or a tinted purple clear bag. Just make sure it's clear with no tint to it and no type of design or anything on it, because they want to be able to easily look through it and move along. The gallon size clear Ziploc bag, that's fine as well. You can bring a 12 by 6 by 12 and your small clutch if you want to. So in essence, you can have 2 bags at this event if you would like. Okay, the clutch does not have to be clear, but the 12 by 6 by 12, the larger bag, does have to be clear. I hope that makes sense. Any questions, drop them in the comments. An exception we made for medically necessary items after proper inspection at the entrances. Okay, so if you have diabetic needs, if you are a lactating mother and you need to bring a breast pump, that's fine. Okay, you can bring it. They will just take care of it once you get to your entrances. Security will inspect and go from there. There are no provisions to check prohibited bags at this arena. So if you bring something that's prohibited, they're going to send you back to your car. Or if you've used rideshare or you've had somebody drop you off, then you're going to have to find a place to stash stuff. So be careful about what you bring to the venue. No chains or studded belts or bracelets. Okay, the times when I see chains is sometimes on our purses, ladies. Sometimes our purses will have chains as straps. If you have a long strap, I would say at least 6 inches or longer, leave that at home. Okay, if you have a small clutch that has a small handle on it, then that's fine. If it's a small handle and it's a chain, that's acceptable. What they are concerned about is chains that are long enough to be used as a weapon. Okay, so use it as your barometer. If you are going to purchase alcohol or if you have tickets to pick up from the box office, remember to bring your ID. You will need that for either one of those transactions. If you have mace or pepper spray on your keychain, please remember to take that off. That is definitely considered a weapon, and they're not going to let that inside. Portable fans and portable chargers, both are allowed. Okay, they're both allowed into the venue. Selfie sticks, however, are a no. They're not allowed. If you want to bring a seat cushion, they are allowed. They ask that they be one-piece foam seat cushions without pockets, zippers, or concealable areas. Okay, if you bring it, prepare to have it inspected, pat it down during your entry into the venue. Umbrellas, they are permitted, just no pointed tips. I like to encourage people, if you're going to bring one, bring something that's very small and collapsible, compact, can fit comfortably underneath your seat. I don't think you guys are going to need it, but just in case. Posters can be no bigger than 11 by 17. They have to be handheld. Do not attach them to a pole or a stick. No obscenities, no vulgarities, and they can't be blocking anybody's view. The venue is cashless. You want to buy merch, you want to buy food, you want to buy drinks. Remember to bring your cards or Think Tap to pay. This is a non-smoking campus. They mention smoking, vaping, or the use of any e-cig is not permitted in the arena. Guests who wish to smoke will have access to a permitted smoking area just outside Gate E. Guests will be provided a hand stamp for re-entry through this gate only. They do mention, please note, some events, the smoking area may be closed. So if you need to smoke, I would suggest you check with them once you get into the venue. They do have a no re-entry policy for all events, so be careful. If you are a smoker and you're going to go outside, make sure that you are entering in an area that is a designated smoking area and will allow you back in, and you won't need a new ticket, okay? Cameras. Still personal, non-professional cameras with a non-detachable lens smaller than 3 inches are allowed inside the venue. Video recording devices, audio recording devices, GoPros, monopods, tripods, drones, and cameras with telephoto or interchangeable lenses, professional photography equipment are not permitted. Video recording on any device and or flash photography is prohibited at all times. Okay, so that's a lot. What can you bring? Cameras on your phone, a point and shoot camera, a disposable camera, and typically your Polaroids. Those are typically the ones that you're safe with. I get a lot of questions about specific cameras, Kodaks, Canons. The Canon GX7, I know off the top of my head, that one is okay. Okay, but they have pretty much laid out for you what you can not bring. They want you to only bring something that has a non-detachable lens smaller than 3 inches. That's your barometer. Okay, no, they've already touched on no GoPros, so that automatically would lean to no DJI cameras, Meta glasses, spectacles, Google glasses, all those things. I will leave them at home. Anything that can fall into the category of a video recorder, just leave it at home to be safe. Remember, there's nowhere to store anything at this venue. And if you are not driving, you're not really going to have anywhere to put anything if they decide to not allow it inside. Outside food is a no. Wheelchairs. If a guest requires a wheelchair transport upon entry, they can request it from a guest service team member. They want you to note that their employees are unable to physically assist guests in a transfer from a wheelchair to a seat or lift a guest transferring from a seat back to a wheelchair. Okay. But if you happen to have this need, you need to have an escort. You need to be taken from the doors to your seat and from your seat back to the door. Get in contact with one of the guest service team members and they can assist you. If a guest has arrived at the arena and you do not have accessible seating and you need it, say for instance, when you bought your ticket, you were fine, and since then, maybe you've broken your foot and you need accessible seating. They mentioned that they want you to visit the box office, which is located on the concourse near Gate B. I do want you to know accessible seating is subject to availability. They're not promising that they're going to have availability, but they do want you to reach out to them if that is a need that you have, and they will try to accommodate you the best they can. If you need to be dropped off close to the venue, you have mobility issues, you can be dropped off and picked up along Compton Avenue, just outside Gate C. From this designated area, you can utilize their ADA ramp to enter the venue through Gate C. Parking can be purchased through both Ticketmaster and Spot Hero. I will show Ticketmaster first. If you type in Bow Wow in the search box, it'll bring up his page. You'll scroll down to your show. You'll need to hit the I that is circled next to 7 o'clock p.m. Hit that, it'll bring up the event information page. You'll see add-ons, parking. We're going to select that. From there, it will bring up your parking page and your options that you can select. You see you have the OC General and then OC Premium, and you have those depicted in the actual map up top. Enter into the actual reservation or the actual ticket itself. It'll tell you, you must enter at 230 North Compton Avenue for the General, and then for Premium, you'll have to enter in at 338 Olive Street. So just make sure you note that if you choose either one of these for parking. If you want to go with Spot Hero, you can do this on their website or on their app. In the Where Are You Going box, you'll type the Shavitz Arena. You'll select that. It'll bring up their parking. You'll see the Millennium Tour. You'll choose that. And from there, your options will pop up. Some things to note, all of them will give you your distance from the venue to the arena. If you select a reservation, inside it will tell you what your parking reservation time is. This one is 5:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. If you scroll down to amenities, this is the area that will tell you if they have ADA parking as well. I do suggest that whichever reservation that you choose, if you go this route, make sure that you pay attention to your time because not all of these have the same parking reservation time. Remember, if you choose to do your parking the day of, they are cashless. So remember to bring your cards or Think Tap to pay. This is parking for the Shavitz Arena. Don't want to drive to the venue? You do have the option of a ride share. If you're going to go that route, I have two suggestions. One, booking in advance is a lot cheaper if you book in advance versus waiting to the day of or the night of. And then two, if there's a lot of congestion and traffic at this show, which I kind of anticipate, if you're going to do an Uber after the event to get back home, I would suggest picking an area away from the venue. I would like to walk at least 2 or 3 blocks away from the venue to get my Uber because it's with the congestion and the traffic, it gets hard for an Uber driver to find you. It's so much easier for them to get to you and quicker if you kind of go away from the venue. Okay, so those are just 2 suggestions. Their Uber drop-off spot is going to be 3402. I'm going to butcher this road, Laclede Avenue, Laclede Avenue. Okay, 3402 Laclede Avenue. Weather for the evening, 61 degrees and partly cloudy. So a beautiful night for a show, St. Louis, Missouri. That is your number for you go. You guys have a little bit of time left to grab your last minute things before it's time to go. If you're driving, I would definitely suggest going ahead and taking care of your parking in advance. It's just going to make your night that much smoother. If you do, download your parking pass because you're going to have to either scan it or show it to somebody to get in. If you choose to do it the night of, just remember it is cashless, so bring your cards. Same thing for your tickets to the show. Go ahead and download them. Makes it that much easier to get into that venue, keeps things moving. Pack your patience. It's a good amount of people at this show. Okay, it's going to be some crowd, some congestion. It's during the week. Okay, so you're probably going to have some work traffic as well. So prepare, keep that in mind because like I said in the beginning, they start on time. This is not a late show. They start on time. You want to be there to see everybody. You want to be there to get your merch, get your food, relax, get settled. Think about your timing. Okay, because when you got all that congestion and you got to park as well, if you're driving, it takes time. So consider that. Any questions, any comments, feel free to drop it. I do try to get back to you as quick as I can. If St. Louis is not your stop on this tour, but you are going to one of the shows that are coming up on this tour and you want to be at the number before you go, feel free to give me a follow if you're not following me because I am covering this whole tour into the end. Okay, we still got a few more stops before this concludes. Other than that, St. Louis, please prepare, pack your patience, be safe, and enjoy the show, y'all. Bye.